Okay, I guess this is going to be part 2 of our Willams heater install for their Mini Yurt. We've collected a few parts here that are going to be required for the installation. There's going to be some framework that has to go into the wall to hold the furnace up for the instructions. We got all kinds of plumbing parts, shut-off valves, hoses, elbows, nipples, T.
Regulator.
So this is just the plumbing part to get the gas from the heater outside of the building. And then we picked up this regulator, and it's an auto switching regulator. It tells you when your tank is empty, and then it will automatically switch over to a full tank and just continue running. We got two 100-pound propane tanks, and we ended up having to travel 70 miles out of town to find those because we just had a 20 below snap here last week where basically everybody ran out and bought all the propane tanks they could get their hands on, so the stores are pretty well depleted on those. Fittings that are on the regulators, these are made for a camper, so they have the Acme threads that go on the outside of like a 20-pound tank. And the tanks that we have the POL valves on them, which is Prestolite, and those are an internal thread, so we're waiting on some adapters that we had to mail order to hook those up because you can't buy those locally. We had to have a thermostat so that we could control the temperature of our heater, and that was one of the things that we really wanted to accomplish with all this, is to be able to have something where we could set the temperature and forget it, so we didn't have to regulate it by turning it on and off. Of course, you need thermostat wire to hook that up. We got a carbon monoxide alarm so that if anything should happen to go wrong, we have an idea of what's going on there. And I opted for one that has a display that shows you actually how much carbon monoxide is being recorded, rather than just a dummy one that says something's wrong. I wanted to see whenever we accumulated situations like that, just so I could get kind of a feel for what was happening when we were using heaters or cookers or things like that inside of our cabin. And then of course you got to be able to seal everything up, so I got some thread sealant for the pipes, and you got to be really sure that it actually says propane on it, because there appears to be differences that don't cover that. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get to building up the frameworking part of things. We'll be able to hang the heater on it, kind of trial fit it and everything, so that we know where things are going to come out. I mentioned earlier that there was a template included with the heater that showed you where everything went, and after taking a good look at it, it really doesn't tell you anything at all. I mean, it doesn't have a height that you'd set things at. It doesn't really tell you where the gas holes are at. It does not show you where screw locations are at. It just kind of has an arrow that points at things, but it doesn't really relate to anything that you would use to screw the heater to the wall. So I'm not quite sure what the function of the template was. The instructions actually have a little bit of a better dimensional thing in them, and then I also went and measured out the parts on the heater itself so that I knew where those holes were at. So I made my own drawing. We're going to try to get everything figured out as best we can, so when we do get back up in the mountain, we're going to be able to just put this thing into the building and have as few hiccups and problems as we possibly can. We're going to need to install this into the walls, but then we don't have the siding for the Mini Yurt, and we don't have the interior wall, which obviously we need to get those things done, and whatever wall insulation that we want to put on that particular wall before we hang the furnace. So it's going to require some coordination and things to make sure all that material is on hand and we can put it in place after making the 400-some mile trip out there. So anyway, we'll get after this. Okay, after much scratching our heads and debate, we came up with this for attaching our gas hose. Obviously, if you're doing any of this kind of thing, you have to go by whatever your code is. We don't really have anything like that, so we're kind of able to use what we want. So we're using this flexible propane hose, and we're going to attach that to the gas valve of the furnace. And that's going to come down to here and go into a T, which is going to have a shutoff valve right here. And then this will be the pipe that exits out through the wall. And we've got this long part here that will go through the whole thing. They recommend putting a drip leg on there, so we're just going to go ahead and follow that and put the drip leg on. So at least now we know how high we can put the furnace up in the air. Where we want it to go and everything. We just have it dummied up here right now, but that allowed us to see where the plumbing needed to go and what we needed to do as far as the wall studs are concerned. Okay, tag on there says that we have to hold the gas valve while we're installing the fittings, so got a wrench on the boss of the valve there. Just going to go ahead and install this fitting so we don't have to struggle with it later on. We've got a nice working environment here, so we'll just go ahead and get this part put together in advance. Okay, so this is our gas assembly that we're going to use to get through the wall. It's got the drip leg on it with a cap. We've got a shutoff valve so that we can disconnect the outside gas from the furnace. The long nipple will go through the wall, and then this end right here will screw onto this flexible hose right here. So that should take care of all of our plumbing needs to get the gas in. The one thing that we're going to need yet is a hose to go from the tank to that nipple that goes through the wall. Okay, so we've opened up the furnace for probably the 5th time now. And trying to wrap our heads around what we're going to do as far as getting the furnace mounted up on the wall. We've got this assembly done here. This is going to be one of the wall studs, and it has the supporting member in it that was recommended in the instructions. It's a pretty heavy duty affair, but that's what they showed, so we built it. We got the piping figured out for how we're going to connect the gas and run it out through the wall. We'll have to come up with some kind of support bracket for it. But if anything, it gave us the chance to figure out where everything was going to go dimensionally, settle on where it's actually going to mount height-wise, where the mounting holes are going to be for the furnace itself. So we got to work out a lot of the things that we don't want to have to figure out later on once we get up to the mountain to put this into the Mini Yurt. So hopefully the next time you see anything about this furnace, we're putting it up on the wall and lighting it up.
I sure hope so.
So I guess we get to put the furnace back in the box again.